I'll never forget the night she blindsided me. We were at a small gathering with some of her friends. The laughter, the chatter, the casual clinking of glasses, it all seemed normal. Then, out of nowhere, she smiled, placed her hand on my knee and announced, "I've decided we're having an open relationship." The room went silent, followed by nervous chuckles from her friends. I sat there frozen, unsure if I'd heard her right. My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to process her words. She said it so casually, like she was declaring what takeout we'd order, not shattering the very foundation of our relationship. I forced a weak laugh, pretending it was some kind of joke. But inside, humiliation and confusion burned like fire. I didn't agree, I didn't even understand, but she'd already decided. And that was my first sign something was terribly wrong. After that night, things shifted. She started staying out late, claiming she was with coworkers. Her phone buzzed constantly, but she always turned the screen away from me. Intimacy between us faded, replaced with excuses and irritation whenever I questioned her. Every time I brought up that shocking, open relationship comment, she brushed me off. "You're being insecure," she'd say. "This is just how modern couples are." But deep down, I knew this wasn't some mutual arrangement. It was a cover. My gut screamed at me that she had already crossed the line long before her little announcement. And if I wanted the truth, I'd have to find it myself. The first real crack appeared one night when she jumped in the shower and left her phone on the nightstand. I told myself not to look, but then it lit up. The preview of a message caught my eye. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." My stomach dropped. Against every ounce of willpower, I opened the phone. What I saw made my hands shake. Conversations with multiple men, flirty texts, late-night photos, even plans for secret meetups. She hadn't asked for an open relationship. She had declared it after already betraying me. That announcement wasn't a discussion. It was an excuse to legitimize what she'd already been doing behind my back. I put the phone down before she returned, my chest heavy with rage and heartbreak. From that night on, I paid attention. I stopped asking questions she would just lie about, and instead, I started observing. I checked her social media. To the world, she still posted about us. Cute pictures, inside jokes, perfect couple captions. But then I discovered hidden accounts under different usernames. Those were filled with pictures of nights out, tagged friends I didn't recognize, and captions that told a completely different story. One evening, she told me she was working late. I followed her. My heart sank as I watched her walk into a dimly lit restaurant, laughing with the same coworker she had mentioned so casually. Only he wasn't just a coworker. The way he leaned close, the way she touched his arm, it was intimacy, not business. I took photos. I recorded everything. If she wanted to play games, I would make sure I had the final move. By now, I had built a folder of evidence so undeniable, it could have been presented in a courtroom. Screenshots of texts, photos of her on dates, even receipts from places she swore she had never been. Each piece of evidence was like a dagger to my chest, but I gathered it anyway, methodically, like I was preparing for war. I didn't want just to accuse her. I wanted to strip away every single excuse she could possibly make. I wanted her to face the truth she had buried under lies. So I waited for the right moment. A quiet night at home, just the two of us. She was sipping wine, scrolling through her phone, acting like nothing was wrong. That's when I pulled out the folder and placed it on the table between us. Her smile faltered. "What's this?" she asked, her voice laced with nervous laughter. "Evidence," I said calmly. She scoffed. "Evidence of what? You're being ridiculous again." I opened the folder and slid the first photo across the table. Her face tightened. Then another, screenshots of her late-night messages. Her hand trembled as she pushed the papers back toward me, but I pushed them right back. "Don't tell me I'm insecure. Don't tell me I agreed to this open relationship. You never asked me. You decided because you were already cheating." She tried to laugh it off, but her voice cracked. "You're blowing this out of proportion." I laid down the final piece, a video of her cozy dinner with her so-called coworker. Her face drained of color. She had no words left, no excuses that could erase what I had just shown her. For the first time in weeks, the power shifted. She was the one cornered, exposed, humiliated. She erupted, yelling, cursing, trying to twist the story into something else. But the more she spoke, the more pathetic her excuses sounded. Finally, she stormed out, slamming the door, leaving me in silence with the wreckage of what used to be our relationship. Her world of lies had collapsed in one night. And I felt the first taste of freedom. In the days that followed, I reflected on everything. Yes, I was hurt. Yes, betrayal cut deeper than I thought possible. But I refused to let her rewrite my story. She thought she could decide for both of us, that she could redefine love as deceit and selfishness. But I proved that truth always finds its way to the surface. Now I walk away with dignity. She can live in the chaos she created. But I will never again settle for someone who confuses betrayal with freedom. Because real love isn't decided, it's shared. And she lost that forever.